Hi Year 5s, it's Miss Cooper. Sorry it's taken me so long to get this up, but this is just a quick video to help you guys with a little activity I want you to do tonight. It won't take you long. So today in class we looked at the structural features for our explanation writing. So this is just a little activity to help with that. Basically I've just scrambled up an example of an explanation and I want you to put it back in the right order. So for example, I have the one here that I did in class with you today. Mine's a little bit easier because I've got my headings there. But just remember the structure of our explanation writing. We start off with our definition or our statement, which talks about what is going to be explained. Then we head into our description, which is like our little bit more detail of that object. Then we go into the operation, which is also the explanation sequence. So we're going to look at a series of events that relate to time, cause, or both. Diagrams or pictures or labelled things can also be included here. And then we end with our special features, so just an extra little comment or evaluation, something interesting that is related but doesn't quite fit into the explanation. So what you're going to do, you're going to get your copy, which I'll show you in a minute, which I've jumbled up for you, and you're going to rearrange it just like I show you. So I'm going to think about it. So my explanation needs to start with my statement or my definition. So that's something that tells me what is going to be explained. Now this is my potato peeler one, so I'm looking for a paragraph that tells me what it is. I'm looking for something that has the name of the object, gives me a bit more detail and things like that. So I'm going to have a look. So this one tells me about different types of vegetables and things I can use it for, but I don't know what it's talking about from that paragraph. Again, in this paragraph, there's nothing here that tells me what the object actually is. This paragraph looks pretty promising. It looks like there's a bit of a heading or a title there, which is pretty important. It tells me a potato peeler and what it is and where it can be found. There's a question there, so that looks like a pretty good introduction for me. And then down the bottom here, it looks like uses, things that we can use it for. So I'm using my process of elimination, and I'm going to say that this one here is my first paragraph. So I'm going to move it. Mine's a little bit different to yours, but I'm going to move mine up here. I'll move this guy down here for now. So I'm moving my definition up to the top. So next after my definition is going to be my explanation sequence. Well, something to give me a little bit more detail. So I'm looking for something to tell me a bit more about the potato peeler, what it's used for, things like that. So let's have a look down here. People who cook use a potato peeler when they're preparing food. So I've got first, they do this, then they do that, and then finally they do this. Now they're all connectives, which I know have to be in my explanation sequence. So that's a pretty good clue about what that paragraph is. Again, this one really just tells me some extra interesting things. So it looks like this guy's in the right place. And he kind of lines up a bit there, which is lucky. All right, next I've got my explanation sequence. So like I just said, this guy looks like he's got it because I've got my first, my then, and so my first here, then, and finally. So these are all connectives that tell me a timing sequence, which is really important when we're talking about an explanation. So I'm going to move him to there. There's a bit of a double up in some of them, but that's all right. And then that leaves me with my special features at the end, which is just like a little extra bit of information. So there you go. It's not that hard. It doesn't take too long. Here is the copy that you guys are going to do. All right. So yours is how is wind made? I've color coded it so you know chunks of it that need to go together. This is not in the correct order though. So take your time, read each paragraph at a time, and remember your structure for an explanation. So you have your statement, which is your definition and description, and then your explanation sequence, and then your concluding statement. You'll be able to find the link to the Google Doc with your one that you need to do for your activity on Edmodo with this video, okay? Please send me a message on Edmodo if you need any help or if you've got any questions. I will try to reply as soon as I can. Have a great time, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.